Things certainly change if you are still in this challenge. Whether you are struggling with urges or not, first benefits should be felt by now. But there can also be negative consequences. Mental strength can only get you so far. I remember my first dedicated NNN. I was sick for the first 2 weeks and didn't recover as quickly. It wasn't until like day 25 where I started to actually use my newfound energy to do something with it. I was lying around, went to university whenever I had to, did my chores every day and sat at the computer on the evenings. Time passed, doing chores became a habit, and I was becoming less and less satisfied because there was so much mental energy which wasn't being used. Depressive symptoms occurred. I started to ruminate, I wasn't able to start activities, and I started to feel bad about myself. I didn't relapse back then, because I eventually did turn around, but there is always the risk of developing depressive symptoms when abstaining. There is a model by Levinson which explains depression as a cycle of losing positive reinforcements. It starts with one thing changing, like for example quitting adult films or changing your job. If this change reduces your positive reinforcement, you might lose motivation and reduce your activity, which will cause even less reinforcement and even more isolation until you are completely depressed. When adult films were one of the only sources of positive stimulation for you, there is a risk you can fall into the spiral. That is why just quitting everything at once completely is dangerous, and there is the need to have new activities on hand which will give you at least some positive reinforcement. You need to implement new habits, especially ones with long-term goals, to stay out of the spiral. Be aware that you don't isolate yourself. Stay active and social, and you will get through this phase unharmed and stronger than ever. Always look at what you want to achieve and never give up. Stay strong.